In the past, petrol has been the main fuel for transport, but it's unlikely to remain so in the future. In fact, hydrogen is having a go at taking at least part of its place. One of the most revolutionary technologies is being investigated at this site near Oxford in the UK. In fact, this is one of the most important scientific centres in the entire world. And here, they're trying to understand the simplest, lightest element in the universe, hydrogen. Now, despite its size, it packs a powerful punch. It's the element which powers the sun. And here, they're trying to unlock its secrets, to change the way the world drives. So what have we got here?
This is the ICIS neutron source. So it's one of the jewels in the crown of British science. And if you want to study hydrogen, it's the place to be. It's where you've got all the tools you need to study hydrogen.
Professor Stephen Bennington, the Chief Scientific Officer of Cella Energy, is leading the way in developing a new method of delivering hydrogen in the form of plastic beads. Tell me what it is that you're doing here.
Well, what we're trying to do is to find ways of using hydrogen as an energy store for use in various areas, but one of the big ones is for vehicles, to run cars on hydrogen.
How other scientists, and indeed companies, are doing that at the moment, are just putting the gas under pressure.
That's right.
Now, but you want to turn it into pellets.
We're trying to bind it into some solid form where we can reduce its volume.
So your hydrogen pellets are not under pressure?
No. No.
They're completely safe. I can juggle them in the air.
We take each of those little atoms and stick them on into something else.
Tightly packed.
Tightly packed on, but where it's fairly easy, if you heat it up to 100 degrees C, the hydrogen comes out. In terms of your car, you should have a storage tank. You'd pump from the storage tank to this little hot cell, which is around about 100 degrees C. And at that point, it's heated up, the hydrogen comes out and runs your fuel cell, and then you pump the waste beads into a second tank. So for the consumer, what they see when they come and fill their car up, instead of having one nozzle, they have two. So one nozzle will be supplying them with new pellets, and then one nozzle will be taking the old pellets out, and that will be shipped back to the refineries by tanker, so the tankers should go back full instead of empty, where that we remake them and refill them with hydrogen.
And how revolutionary in the mix do you think hydrogen will be, given that it's competing with batteries, all sorts of other alternative energies?
Sure. We can store energy about 3 times more densely than you can in a lithium-ion battery. So a battery vehicle will run you 100 kilometers, and at the same size fuel cell will run you 300 kilometers. We start off with solutions. So this one is the solution of our hydrogen storage material. So it's just a hydrogen storage material which we've dissolved in something.
So there's a bit of hydrogen in that liquid?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then we take our plastic, our polymer.
Right.
And that's
so that's liquid plastic?
That's liquid plastic. And so when you evaporate all the solvents off that, it goes into a solid form.
Right.
And what we do is we use a process called electrospinning. And all that means is we have a nozzle, we force the little fluids through it, and then put a high voltage on it, electrostatic voltage. And that pulls out a fibre.
The electricity makes that into a fibre?
That's it, that's it. So these are the fibres.
Right.
We've got materials up to now which are 10% by weight hydrogen.
And then you press that down, don't you?
That's it. Yes, you put it in a press.
It would turn into one of those?
That's right. So these little pellets here contain about a litre of hydrogen in there.
If I put one of those in my car, drove my car at 60 miles an hour, how far would that get me?
This particular pellet, it'll take you about a second or 2 seconds of driving. 2 seconds? Which is what? That's
20 metres or so?
Yeah, of that order. Yeah.
Only on one pellet?
On one pellet.
Well, that's still quite impressive.
Not bad.
This is a technology in its infancy. There is no doubt, however, that hydrogen really does have the potential to provide us with a relatively safe, clean and plentiful energy source. And for those reasons, the work going on in this building to provide that new energy has got to be taken very seriously.